Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new, my name is Savannah, and today I'm going to be talking about the grooming extras that I couldn't live without. I wanted to make a list of grooming tools that I have discovered that now I couldn't live without. If you haven't already, I encourage you to press the red subscribe button down below. It's completely free and I'd love to have you stick around. So let's just get started in my grooming extras list. My first grooming extra that I just recently got when starting my business are belly bands. Now these are straps that go around the back end of a dog and it hooks to your grooming arm to help them stand up. These are amazing for wiggly puppies, dogs that just keep wanting to sit down on you, and also dogs that struggle with standing for long periods, if they have arthritis or are elderly, etc. The two brands of belly bands that I have and have really been enjoying is the Hound Hammock belly band, and this is a fleece belly band that comes with an S hook and also another hook. The other brand that I have is the Grooming Safety by Jessica. I have a medium and a large. Now these are awesome because you can order them in both different sizes and different materials. So I have my large for large dogs in a waterproof material, and then the other one is in the non-waterproof material. I wanted to try out both to see how I like it. I love the versatility of the waterproof material because I can use it in the bathtub, but then also use it on the table as well. Both of these brands of belly bands have been really reliable, and I've used both of them just depending on the circumstance and the size of the dog, etc. To kind of go along with the belly bands, my next grooming extra that I love is the Hound Hammock. I made an unboxing video about the Hound Hammock that I will link down below. But similar to belly bands, they can be very helpful with dogs that are not cooperative, that are elderly and need a little bit more support, but I have found it most helpful for me for nail trims. I have been able to do so many more nail trims on dogs without using a muzzle than I did before. Dogs that are very difficult for nails, when you get them up off of that table, they're out of their element, and most of the time you're just able to do their legs and feet quickly if they don't like that done either. I have really been enjoying the Hound Hammock. The size that I have is a medium, and I really love that size. It seems to help out a lot of my pups with issues. So I would highly recommend the Hound Hammock. My next grooming extra is my clipper vac. Now this is basically a glorified vacuum that hooks up to your clippers, and as you clipper, it sucks up all of the fur. This is amazing to help smooth out your grooms. It leaves an amazing finish. You also eliminate back brushing. Your blades won't heat up, so you won't have to use a blade cooling spray, so your blades will last longer. It also helps prevent hair splinters because the mess is getting cleaned up as you shave the dog. I absolutely love my clipper vac. I have been using one since the very start of my career, so I have heard that it can be a little bit of a learning curve to get used to one, but I have the MDC Romani clipper vac. It is the tote. I have different sizes available and also one that can turn into a dryer as well. But I definitely love my clipper vac. It is an extra because you don't need it to groom, but I could not groom without it now. The next grooming extra on my list is actually a yoga mat. Now you can buy specific mats to go on top of your grooming table that help take the pressure off the pet's feet and also help with the non-slip kind of aspect of grooming. But I actually just buy yoga mats and cut them down myself. I make sure to disinfect them after every single dog, and I also change them out regularly. One day I would love to get one of the more expensive grooming specific paw mats and compare it to the yoga mats that I have been using. So if that interests you, let me know down below and maybe I'll do a comparison video and actually order one. But I have found that just taking a yoga mat and cutting it down myself is very cost effective, and it does help take the pressure off the pup's feet. To go along with the yoga mat, I want to talk about my next grooming extra that I would not want to live without now, and that is my anti-fatigue mat for myself. I haven't used an anti-fatigue mat until now, and let me tell you, it is a game changer. My feet and back are so much less sore at the end of the day, but specifically I want to talk about the specific brand of mat that I have. The support is awesome, but the main thing about it is that It hasn't gotten any punctures or scratches. It hasn't deformed at all. I usually have my space heater right beside it when I work in the winter. It hasn't melted. One of the main issues that you can find with anti-fatigue mats is that, especially with big dogs, sometimes they'll scratch the mats and then the mats don't last very long. But this one is absolutely amazing, so durable, so comfortable. I actually got it from Amazon, and it is the Airlift Seville Classics in the black. Would absolutely recommend this a million times over. You have to try one. My next grooming extra that I can't live without is a happy hoodie for dogs. Now, I also like to say that this is a glorified neck warmer, and I actually have bought some neck warmers to test out to use in place of the happy hoodie, as it's a little bit of a cheaper option. I find that the neck warmers do work, but most of them aren't as thick as the happy hoodie, so I do actually prefer the actual happy hoodie brand. Now, this is a product that goes over top of the pet's ears. You can use this at any point in the groom. It's most commonly used while you are drying the dog. So this helps protect them from the sound, and also if they don't like their head being dried, it also helps absorb some of the moisture. So by the time you get to their head to dry it, it has already sucked up a lot of the moisture, and it can really help cut down on drying time on their head, especially if they don't like their heads being dried, as most pups don't. Also, a trick that I have found, if you have clients that suffer with those dryer seizures, or even elderly clients that have very sensitive ears that the happy hoodie isn't enough, I will actually put cotton in their ears. This is a groomer's trick if you're not a groomer. It's very common to put cotton balls in their ears to protect their ears from the sound, etc. But I will put cotton in their ears and then also put the happy hoodie on. I have multiple elderly clients that before would have the dryer seizures, but when I do the cotton with the happy hoodie, it has completely changed the game for them, and they have never had a dryer seizure since. So I encourage you to try that. Another grooming extra that everybody should be using, but that I haven't used until recently, that kind of goes along with the happy hoodie, but for myself, is earplugs. I didn't know how much I needed earplugs while drying dogs until recently, when I've been using it in every single groom. Earplugs are a game changer, and they always say about your hearing that you need to protect it, because once you lose it, you can't get it back. So please get yourself some earplugs. You're protecting those pups' ears with the happy hoodie. Please protect your own as well. Something else that I have just recently started doing during grooms that I never did before, and I'm very embarrassed of this because I've been grooming for almost 6 years now, is I just recently started using a mask for grooming. I don't wear it all of the time, but especially for those big hairy D-sheds or dogs that have really flaky skin, etc., you're gonna wanna be wearing a mask. I got this reusable one from Ren's. I really like it. It's cute, it's comfortable, it fits pretty well. It's also fairly inexpensive. I've washed it a few times and it holds up really well. A mask is important so you aren't breathing in all that dander and hair that's blowing around. You are breathing in particles whether you can see it or not, and this is really going to help your health in the long run. There is something that is called in the grooming industry groomer's lung, and it could actually put you out of the career. It basically clogs up your lungs, creates scar tissue, a bunch of other stuff. I'm not a doctor or an expert on this, but you need to protect your lungs and be wearing a mask. My next grooming extra is actually these bows that I order from AliExpress. I put them on the dogs after they're groomed. It helps them look a little bit cuter. Before, when I was working for another mobile company, we weren't putting any bandanas or bows on them, but I love these ones because they're inexpensive. I find that they're cheaper than doing the fabric bandanas for the pups, and I just love to see the owners' reactions of their pups in their bows, and it just really helps to put that finishing touch on the groom that you did and show that you really do care. I am sure that I am probably forgetting some grooming extras. I went into my van earlier today and kind of looked around to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. But as far as I know for right now, this is the last thing on my list. If I do think of others, I will make a part 2. The last one on my list are these bottles from Sally's Beauty Supply. Now, I know a lot of us groomers use the shampoo where it's a concentrated shampoo, you mix it with water, and then you have them in those big squeeze bottles. But I find that those are very those like mixing bottles, I find those are very hard on my hands and hard to squeeze. Now, I am always looking for products that are easier on my hands and wrists because I'm already in this career starting to feel it in my wrists. So I actually got these bottles from Sally's Beauty. After I mix up my shampoo, I pour the shampoo into these bottles and they are very flexible, very easy to squirt out and distribute the mixture that I've made. So I would highly recommend these bottles. I know it seems super simple, but I wouldn't want to groom without them because it really has saved the pressure that I have to use to squeeze out of those big mixing bottles. So save your hands a little bit of pressure and check out some easy bottles to squeeze your shampoo out of. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you have any grooming extras that you couldn't live without, please leave them down below as I'd love to give them a try. Or if you have any product recommendations for me, always looking for new things to try for my grooming clients. Thank you so much for watching. I encourage you to subscribe down below as I'd love to have you stick around. I make videos about grooming, dogs, and also my personal life. Thanks so much for watching and see you in my next video.